And welcome to Stogies and Hoops. Today, we're talking about cigars, Stogies. I'm going to give a review on the Partagas 1845. It's my first time smoking this one. It was hand selected by my wife Angelina over there. So, we're here at Cigar International in San Antonio, Texas. This Partagas is very interesting. When I first looked at it, I was like, it's kind of dark. That lets you know most people would think it's a Maduro, but it's an Oscuro. And surprisingly, it's a Havana, Connecticut Oscuro. I've never had a Connecticut Oscuro, so this is the first time having a Connecticut Oscuro. Now, for those who don't know, Oscuro means pretty much it's going to be a strong ass cigar. So make sure you have something to eat, as we did, before you have this cigar. The binder is a Dominican La Vega Especial. First time having that leaf as well. And then the filler is a rum barrel aged Dominican, Honduran Ligero, and Nicaraguan Ligero. Now, I've had those leaves before. So, but this is the first time, of course, I've had them all in this particular blend. From the very beginning. So before I started smoking this one, I smelled the cap of it. And the cap gave me a little bit of coffee flavor and a little bit of cocoa. And, generally, I don't recommend smelling cigars because most of the time people can't smell or anything like that. But I just happened to smell it because when I did the punch, it gave a really deep punch in it. And I was thinking, like, that's really good construction. So it's a very well constructed cigar. Now, usually in the foot of a cigar, all you get is like a little spice or a little pepper. But the foot of this one didn't hit me hard on the spice at first. But then as I continued to smoke it and got into the first third of it, you start to get some like a baker spice or like an allspice kind of flavor comes through on the retrohale. But most impressive on the retrohale was the black cherry. At first, and it's a slight black cherry. And at first, I thought it was like prune or like dried prunes. But then I realized the more I thought about it and remembered the taste of a black cherry soda, that it was black cherry that I was getting out of this one. And then, as my wife says, she thought she was smoking Home Depot, which means that she's getting some cedar. It's a little woody, little cedar wood. So when I said that, when I told her, I said, "Oh, it got a little cedar wood to it," she was like, "Oh, I thought I was smoking Home Depot." So that's her way of saying that. So it had a nice little woodiness to it. And then it followed up with the good uh, earthiness and some coffee and coffee flavoring started coming through. Oh, this would be very good with some coffee. So drinking an old fashioned right now. I don't know what she's drinking. Probably Jameson neat, more than likely. But it's a really good cigar. Really enjoying this one. She's already decided that this one's going to be part of the Humidor collection. Uh, and for Partagas, and Partagas, of course, is a very well known brand, very good brand. Uh, Great farms. The Nicaraguan coming through really nice. It's a very solid smoke. Uh, the way the ash was holding, I'm thinking it's long filler. It's not short filler, so it's not flaky or anything like that. So it holds his ash very well. But yeah, oh, that little spice is going down a little bit. That woodiness is definitely coming in a little bit stronger as I get through the first third. The black cherry is a very it's subsiding, but it's just enough sweetness in it that you can enjoy, even if you are a sweet smoking cigar person. You're not gonna. It's not like a fat bottom Betty sweet, but it's just enough if you're transitioning. But it's definitely a strong cigar, so you better have something to do with it. So Partagas, 1845. It's a really good cigar. Now on the basketball side of things. So we're getting ready to go for them playoffs. And you know how things are during the playoffs. You got teams that are starting to sit players. You got teams who are not going to be in, like they just decided they're going to sit. Uh, what's old boy? What's your Blue Devils boy? Zion. They're gonna sit Zion for the rest of the season, claiming his back, which is probably good because he's not that healthy. They need to really focus on his health, and this wasn't the year for them anyway. So they're starting to see players who are not playing, and that's another way that some of these teams are tanking. And I think it's interesting that some teams are tanking not by sitting players the whole game, but kind of what we saw with Toronto in the Toronto game against Detroit. Toronto was trying to lose that game. So in the fourth quarter, when they was up by 11, they set their starters. So they kind of gave the game away, and that's what if you pay attention and you watching, a lot of these teams are setting their players to give the game away because they're playing capture the flag. Now, Cooper Flag is going to be good. And I understand trying to get that number one pick, but Ace might turn out to be the better player. But you see some of the teams that they're doing different modes of tanking. And, in future videos, we're going to talk about free agency is coming up, the team, who the best free agents are, where I think they should go, and where do you guys think they should go. We're going to get into the playoffs as they come up and the matchups. So it's going to be this is one of the best times for basketball getting ready to come up in the NBA. So, and her with her, let's go Celtics and all that BS. But we're going to see who they match up with first. We got to see who they match up with first, because matchups is what matters. You see that bullshit? Yeah, that's our cigar box. But yeah, so try the Partagas 1845, and let's keep on talking about these hoops, and I'll catch you on the rebound.